And I just want you to know that these next few days, my commitment is to show you what we've been able to do in so many of these areas so that you can really have an impact, so that you don't find yourself feeling out of control. Now, don't get me wrong, there's all kinds of things we can't control. We all know that. We're in a situation that's unlike any we've seen in a long time. And with all that has created even more strife politically, strife that's gone on racially in some parts of the world, the U.S., for example. But in the midst of this winter time, and it's clearly winter, some people freeze to death in winter. Other people figure out how to snowboard or ski, how to build a great fire, how to be with their family, how to grow. And my heartfelt wish is to really serve you in a way this week that'll blow your way, that'll really give you the momentum that you need. Because as I always say, there's two worlds to master, right? There's the external world, and listen, we can influence it, but we can't control it completely. But everything in the external world started in your internal world. And if we master this internal world, then you're going to have an extraordinary quality of life no matter what happens. See, I've had the privilege now of doing this. This is my 44th year. I started when I was 2, of course, right? But I've been doing this 44 years in about 150 countries around the world. And at this point, I could be an idiot. And I have to see there are patterns that'll make you angry and frustrated and stressed and overwhelmed and lonely, depressed, overwhelmed, whatever, stressed. And there are patterns that'll make you feel excited, passionate, playful, strong, resilient, something that'll make you feel euphoric even at times. And many times we think it's because of what's happening in the outside world. But the truth is we all have what I call an emotional home, a place that we go back to. And it's kind of like, I'm sure you've seen people that, live in a community where every 2 or 3 years a cyclone comes by or a storm and it wipes everything out. You see people lose all their stuff and there's crying and there's tears, and I'm sure your heart goes out to them. But my bet is that many have seen that happen again and again in a community and thought to yourself, why don't they move, right? But it's easy to see when it's somebody else that they should move, but it's what they know. It's where they've grown up. But we all have an emotional home, and we don't see it. And that emotional home is controlling the quality of your life. Because my whole life is committed to helping people experience a greater quality of life, not on my terms, on your terms. I don't know what it is you truly want, but I know there are specific tools that will get you through the problems, the challenges, accelerate your success, and most importantly, make sure that you have a fulfillment. Because there are a lot of people that succeed in business and finance and their careers and even have a beautiful family, and they're still not happy. Because their emotional home, what they kind of grew up with inside themselves, the thing they know, they go back to, like those people going back to the home that they know is going to get destroyed again. And so we want to see if we can't expand your emotional home this week and give you a set of skills, tools for your body, for your emotions, for your relationships, for your business, for your career, and for your finance. In other words, let's look at the full picture of your life. And I'm committed to give you everything I can in this short time. It's challenging for me because the shortest thing I normally do is like a 12 to 14 hour day. Literally, we do 5 days in a row, 7 days in a row. And people that wouldn't sit for, a 3-hour movie that someone spent $300 million to make will go there, sometimes dragged by somebody else, and within a short time, 15, 20, 30 minutes, they get into it because you use your body so much as well as your mind. What I've discovered is you can't separate these two. If you try to think yourself into thinking positive, I'm happy, and your brain goes, BS, read between the lines, I'm not happy, right? You have to be able to train your body and your mind.
A person who has purpose in their life, they have something to go for, some meaning. One writer described it, for some people it becomes a magnificent obsession. And for you and I, maybe it doesn't need to be that dramatic as a magnificent obsession. But it has to be something that does something to us, something that pulls us, especially into the future. There are many influences on us. One is the influence of the past. Some people are always pulled back by the past. Some people are always pulled aside by the distractions. But here's what's powerful. If you have a list of high purpose in your life, it pulls you toward the future. And the more powerful the purpose is, the stronger it pulls. And here's the other great advantage if you have purpose for the future. It pulls you through all kinds of challenges and all kinds of difficulties. If you don't have these strong purposes for the future, it's easy to get swallowed by a bad day. It's easy to be almost annihilated by a poor month. And it's easy sometimes to almost disappear beneath the waves of a year that goes backwards if you don't have something to pull you beyond that year. So if you want something to pull you through all kinds of challenges, all kinds of difficulties and things that come at you, you got to have something on out there, beyond today, beyond next week, beyond next month, beyond this year, that pulls you into the future. And the clearer it is, the stronger it pulls. The more dynamic it is, the more it affects your life, your spirit, your heart, your soul. It also creates imagination. It gets your mind working on how to achieve that purpose. And if your mind will work, and if your heart works, and if your spirit works, and if you have good input, like good ideas, I'm telling you, there isn't anything you can't accomplish. So that's one of the great powers that'll make a variable of you, and that is purpose.
Whatever it is, you're bold enough, you're big enough to dream. If you are intentional and deliberate about it. Now, there's some aspects of it that are going to be organic, but if you are intentional and deliberate, if you build it on Monday, if you build it on Tuesday, if you build it on Wednesday, I want you to understand that it's not going to happen by luck. Productivity is always intentional and deliberate. And on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, no luck, guys. Every single day, if you do a little, you're going to wake up one day and your dreams are going to be a reality. You can't just say you want it. You can't watch the video and say, I want it as bad as I want to breathe. It's cute to say it. But when it's showtime, when the sun comes up, you've got all the books, you've got all the tapes, you've got all the access. Now it's time to hunt. And what separates you from everybody else is that when it's time to hunt, you're ready to hunt.
You're one of the world's richest people. Your company is one of the world's richest companies.
He is, without question, one of the greatest business leaders, investors, philanthropists of all time. The Warren Buffett.
If we want to change the world, we change ourselves. Change ourselves is more important and easier.
You're your own biggest asset by far. I mean, you've got all kinds of potential. Most people go through life using up a very, very small part of their potential. And so anything you do that invests in yourself, that's the best investment you can possibly make.
To transform what you see on the outside, you've got to transform who you are on the inside.
The number one thing that's going to change your life, the only thing that will change your life, change your business, change your money, change your relationship, is you must raise your standard.
Your life can be too big to allow yourself to play too small.
The only thing that changes our life long term is when we raise our standards. It means that all of us in life have things we want. We don't get what we want. We get what we have to have.
Every leader I have ever known had a dream, had a vision. In fact, I would say to you, if you're not seeing what could be and what you would like to have, I would say you probably are not a leader. But what I've discovered about dreams is this: dreams are free, but the journey isn't. And so leaders go beyond just having a dream. They go beyond having a wish list, sitting around a table and kind of hoping something might come to pass. They understand that if they have a dream, if they're a dreamer, they have to pursue that. They have to take the journey. Dream's free, the journey isn't. And what leaders find is that when they go forth toward that dream, they continually have to pay that price. They continually have to realize that they make down payments on the dream they have. But there's one thing else I would like to say. All leaders realize that whatever they pay, it's worth the price, because dreams for them do come true. Just trust me on this. I'm an old man. I know this. I've been around the block a few times. And there are two questions that if you can answer in a positive way about yourself, you're going to be very successful. And if you really cannot answer that in a positive way, to be honest with you, you're not going to be near as successful as you would like to be. The first question is very simple. What are you doing to develop yourself?